Something's playing with us big time.
Will our time in South Wales prove full of fright or a walk in the park?
But how did you feel when you knew that your murderer would be hanged?
Hello, I'm Yvette Fielding, and this week I've brought Most Haunted to Port Talbot and Margam Castle. Now, although originally built in the 1830s, it's thought that there's been continuous habitation on this site for over 4,000 years.
So how complex an investigation will this prove to be? We're here to explore a building that is less than 2 centuries old, yet stands on land that actually housed Bronze Age settlers. Margam's parkland also resonates to religious overtones too. The abbey walls may be all that remains in sight, but do apparitions of its former occupants still catch the unsuspecting by surprise? Inside, this stunning building has largely recovered from the fire that gutted its rooms in 1977, but most now remain empty, containing only the castle's frequent visitors and the spectres who made their mark on Margam's past.
With so much history and so many ghosts, I decided to volunteer myself and John Gilbert to spend last night completely alone and in the dark. And this is what happened. Okay, here we are.
It's the night before.
This is what's scary, scary, scary.
There's little alcoves everywhere. I hate it. What's that? It's just the roof. It's just the roof. Do something to let us know. Something that we know isn't the wind or the storm.
I've got to get out.
Right through here.
Yeah. Did you hear that?
Yes.
Where did it come from?
I thought it came from exactly where we're going to. Let's go up there. Let's go where we don't want to go.
Think rational, think rational, think rational.
I don't want to stand here. Do you mind if I just go onto that landing and have a look?
Okay, I'll come with you. I'm not staying on my own.
I just think we should explore.
Oh, you
and
joking.
it just goes on forever.
No, we're going now, run!
Moans, groans, creaks and bangs. Morning couldn't come quickly enough.
This place is said to be haunted by Emily Charlotte, a previous owner, who apparently has been seen and heard here on a regular basis. In fact, this whole building is a plethora of paranormal activity, ranging from heavy footsteps, disembodied voices, oppression, and dark shadows. In 1898, Robert Scott, a trusted gamekeeper, was murdered by a poacher outside in the grounds. And ever since then, his ghost has been seen wandering this magnificent Gothic staircase. The activity reported here in the bedroom area couldn't be a greater contrast. A large, dark male figure has been seen approaching unsuspecting guests. And the ghosts of several children have not only been seen, but heard singing Ring a Ring a Roses, which leads us to the old nursery, where the figure of a man thought to be a blacksmith has been seen standing underneath this beam, which is the only one to survive the fire in 1977.
This house itself, it was built between 1840 and 1850 when Christopher Rice Mansell Talbot, which of course is where Port Talbot comes from, a huge industrialist, built this magnificent house here. Inside, lots and lots of ghost stories, verifiable ghost stories. We have a witness who has done ghost watchers here since the 1970s.
There was only two of us present in the castle, and we were actually sitting on the stairs. And all of a sudden, out of the blue, it went very, very, very cold in here. I could see a lady coming down the stairs. She came past me, and she went straight down the stairs and went straight through the wall. And that was the first time I saw what we call now the grey or the white lady.
Having already spent a stormy few hours inside this incredible location, I already feel acclimatised to what tonight may hold. But in an effort to cast aside my obvious fears, we've enlisted paranormal investigator Steve Parsons to offer his rationale on Margam Castle.
Steve, this location to me is terrifying. It looks like something, it looks like it should be in the movies. It's petrifying. After last night, I'm not looking forward to another night at all. How do you feel about it?
We're on the set of The Haunting. I'm buzzing.
Yeah.
This is your classic haunted house. This is the Victorian Gothic pile.
It's going to be amazing. Now, you've done your baseline tests.
Yes.
How did they come out?
Interestingly, we've measured a lot of baselines here today, but they're all low or very low, which means that during the course of tonight, if any of the meters show a reading, we're going to have trouble explaining them.
That's another thing to talk about, is the fact that it's very, very windy tonight.
The wind has got up consistently throughout the day. When I last measured it half an hour ago, it was about 30 miles an hour. And I had an incident earlier today when I thought I heard footsteps up on the first floor. And it took a while to realise it was one of the sash windows blowing, but it sounded very convincing.
So tonight it's going to be a very, very interesting investigation. It's a vast place, it's huge. So we can really split up and really enjoy investigating.
We've got a wide range of different scenarios, locations, indoors and outside. And of course we've got 4,000 years of history. It's certainly a building that deserves to be haunted.
4,000 years of history may be amassed within this small corner of South Wales, but how much of that past still resonates here? Medium David Wells and guest psychic Kevin Wade would soon provide an answer. Margam Castle may outwardly look cold and callous, but just how chilling would our stay here prove to be?
There's certainly something that doesn't want us here. Bare-knuckle, animal ripping apart paganism.
Phil, it's all to do with children.
The mouth is filling with blood.
That's how I know it's to do with the Black Death.
Ooh! Someone's on the stairs! Someone was on the stairs!
Margam Castle stands tall in parkland near to Port Talbot, but does its grand exterior offer us a true indication of those said to haunt both inside and out? And with medium David Wells ready to step inside the main hall, our investigation of this massive location could begin.
This is one of those places for me that there is a lot of noise. There's an odd mix of everything from Catholicism right down to bare-knuckle, animal ripping apart paganism. You know, banging.
It's very windy, isn't it?
Yes, it's windy. It might just be.
That was straight from upstairs.
You talk about the snarling. What's that about?
The snarling is there's certainly something making itself known to me that doesn't want us here. You know when I do that to you, when I do that to you, that's what they do to me. They literally go to me. Oh, that was over there.
That was in this room.
Let's go over.
They're definitely strong.
Do you feel that there's anybody here watching us now or around us?
I can hear children running around.
How many?
Definitely. About 3 or 4. About 3 or 4.
What's the matter?
I'm sorry. I've just had the shit scared out of me upstairs. I went upstairs and I heard a noise. The first noise I heard could have been, I don't know, something, a window or something in its thing. Then I heard 3 together, bang, 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 and I actually said, "Hello, are you here?" And something ran towards me here.
Should we go?
Yeah.
I guess we should go.
Because you heard footsteps earlier on today.
That's right, but I thought when we looked later, I assumed because the sash window is banging.
That's
in the
exactly
wind.
what Carl's just said.
So I thought that sounded like it. But when I first heard it, I did think it was footsteps.
Let's go up there, Carl. Do you want to lead the way and show us where it happened? Come on.
Can I just say before we go there, there's a man on the staircase watching us.
Well, who is he then?
I don't know, maybe when we go up there, but
Come
he's just
on.
leaning on that metal post watching us. Well, what I saw was, we were down here, weren't we?
Yeah.
So it was a real purposeful stair.
Can you see, what did he look like?
He looked Victorian man, but casually dressed. He wasn't smartly dressed. He was casually dressed.
Okay.
But I'm not sure if this is the one that's...
That's the snarler.
Yeah. This one was a what you doing here.
You're saying you all right?
I just don't feel very comfortable. Even before I came to the location, it felt odd.
Quick. Someone follow. What's the matter?
Just nothing, I feel really odd.
That's not nothing.
No, I felt like,
No, I don't know.
I felt... I almost saw the place whole, complete.
Really?
Yeah, I really like that. And the name Robert.
This is the man on the stairs. This
Yeah.
is the aggressive one.
Yeah. He is aggressive. He doesn't want us here.
But it's separate to the other man, the one in your face.
I think there's something else here, and I'm not sure if it's even attached to just the house. It could be from the grounds as well.
Okay.
Because it feels older.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? The house feels a lot younger than this face.
Okay.
Carl was soon able to provide an insight on the noise downstairs, which may have come from a loose stone that we'd found. However, we'd agreed that it was physically impossible that this stone had been dislodged from the area of the first floor where the crew were all stood still. And Margam Castle was about to drive us all up the wall with its auditory phenomena, which suddenly accelerated as I asked for further communication with either of the men that David had just seen.
Are you male? Please knock 3 times for yes. 3, yeah. Okay. Is your name Robert? Knock 3 times if your name is Robert. Thank you, Robert. Do you mean us harm? No, that would be it. Yes, that's 3 for yes, yes.
Can you ask him if he's affecting me? Like this whole area.
That was it, yeah.
And then 2 more.
Are you affecting David? Please knock 3 times clearly if you are affecting David.
This whole area here feels like it's opening up. Okay. Well, the impression I've got is that he didn't die here. He died maybe outside here in the ground somewhere. I see him being attacked by someone else. He's been attacked by someone else. And this part here is open up, so whether he's been shot or stabbed or... But there's pain right across my chest and actually my upper abdomen.
Okay.
There's pain there. And my mouth is filling with blood.
Was it an accident, suicide, murder?
Murder. Definitely murder.
Were you murdered, Robert? Were you murdered, Robert?
3.
Was that 3?
3.
Do you need help, Robert?
That was a no, I think. I don't think he wants help. I think he's happy to stay here.
Can we confirm that?
Yeah.
Robert, are you happy to stay here? Please, just not twice. Are you happy to stay here? That was 2 from over there, wasn't it?
I didn't hear anything that time. I have to admit, I didn't hear
That was... Any surname with Robert yet?
Stott or Scott, something like that.
Okay, all right. Richard?
Yeah.
Bring you in. We've got a lot of information from David. We've had those knockings on the floor. What can you gather from that?
This area, the whole of the house is haunted by a chap called Robert, who was murdered.
Because he's all over the place.
Yeah, you've got the right name and surname.
Scott or...
Yeah, Scott.
Yeah, he's following us. Yeah. He's following us around.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Should we move to another area? Because we're going to come... I think we should maybe come back to this room. Or, well, if you're saying he's all over the house, we can come back anywhere.
This room somehow feels energetically more active.
Right.
It definitely feels... I can hear a lot more in here.
What are you hearing?
Well, I can hear lots of shuffling. I can hear children playing here. I can hear people moving around.
Oh! Something just... is someone here?
The children are running around.
Whoa, that was weird. Something... I looked, because I thought you were pressing against my arm here. Just there. Just pressing like that.
Height. When you get feelings at that height, to me, if it's there or in your hand, it always indicates children to me. Because an adult would touch you here or here, whereas a child would take your hand or hit you here.
That was weird. That was a really weird feeling. Should we move on?
The came from behind.
It was, I heard it. That was weird. That was a really weird feeling. That was weird. That was a really weird feeling.
Now aware of Robert Scott's death, we'd soon learn a little more as David tried a touch of psychometry, using a piece of rope found lying in one of the castle's many first-floor rooms.
Richard, can I ask, the man who was killed earlier, was the man who killed him hung?
Indeed he was, yes.
Okay. Not that that's the rope, he just drew my attention to it and said...
Oh, did he?
He just said not as thick as the rope that hung the bastard.
Not as thick as the rope that hung the bastard. He spoke to you?
Yeah, it was just in my head, just said not as thick as the rope that hung the bastard.
David's walk-around was continually being disturbed by noise, and as we prepared to film his next room, more sounds would soon come our way.
Did you hear that?
What the was that?
No, I heard
What the was that?
I heard that.
What? Did you hear a cry?
No, I heard a...
That's what I heard.
Oh,
Slightly higher, but a breathy sound.
Oh! Right there, just like here. Just... Woo! Someone's on the stairs! Someone was on the stairs!
Definitely, there was footsteps on that step.
The stairs was like footsteps and
It creaked.
creaking on the stairs.
That was right underneath.
Is it through there?
Oh no, I'm really not liking it because it's all over the place.
It is all over the place.
Oh, shh.
And I'm sorry...
Everywhere.
Above us? It's up above us.
I've never known anything like it in my life.
Talk to it, see if we can get it.
Oh, I don't like it.
This is what we're here for.
I know that's what we're here for, but I'm gonna shit myself. If you're here, give us a real big bang very close to us. Was that someone's stomach?
I heard
a yeah.
Sounded like it came from the back of me.
If you're here, give us a real big bang very close to us. If you're here, give us a real big bang very close to us. If you are trying to communicate with us, please knock clearly 3 times for yes. Oh, I heard that.
Might have been the wind.
That was a woman going, oh!
I think it's the wind.
Let's concentrate.
Well, let's listen again.
I think you need to get in here.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was the wind.
Still banging, it's still banging. Listen, should we talk about it later?
that again.
It's not the wind. I know wind, and it's not the wind.
I honestly think it, but I think...
Oh!
I'll go through there
Piffle!
and listen.
It's not the wind!
I'll go through there and it's whistling.
That's the wind. It's not.
It does coincide with the strongest gusts. But not that time.
No, they're not strong enough. I'm going in there.
Okay. If there are children here, please come and play some more with us.
It's children, why is it coming from the ceiling?
Again, and there was no high wind.
Whining.
It's not coming from the roof, it's coming from right down here.
And there was no high wind there, and the wind had dulled.
That's where I think it's coming from.
Right down here.
Can you please tap where we're standing? Come and tap amongst us, round our feet.
Please.
Please.
We briefly left this area with opinions strongly divided on just how much or little of these constant and reactionary bangs could be attributed to the howling winds that were swirling around Port Talbot at this time.
I know wind, and it's not the wind.
I honestly think it, but I think...
Oh!
I'll go through there
Piffle!
and listen.
It's not the wind!
The silent and stunned faces surely say it all. This place was alive with sounds, some subtle, some significant. So, having taken stock of events so far, we briefly had time to see what guest psychic Kevin Wade would make of this remarkable property.
This stairwell, it fascinates me. And this is very much haunted. There's a lot of energy here. I'll tell you that now.
Oh, right.
It's a gamekeeper. And he was murdered by a poacher.
Oh, right. Right.
And I feel somewhere up here to the left, this is where he stands, this is where he's been seen. Used to be seen here,
Right.
just here. And he haunts this, but he was killed in the garden with a poacher.
So the poacher killed him?
Yeah.
Do you know how he was killed?
Crossbows or something,
Right.
okay? Crossbows or something. Whether he was killed with a crossbow, I don't know, but he was definitely killed by a poacher. And he's haunted this ever since.
Kevin, can we get a date for the poacher at all?
1300s, something like that. But this used to be in Abbey around about 1100.
Right. So the poacher's from 1300?
Yeah, yeah.
Having heard another reference to a murder at Margam, further unpleasantries seem to lie in wait further along the first floor.
I just do not feel happy being up here. I just do not feel happy. But I feel it's all to do with children up here.
Right.
All of it. And the atmosphere. And plus it's haunted, the stairway's haunted. And there's so much negative energy.
So is there can you see any children here? Or you're hearing them?
I can see them. I can also hear that they're all different stages.
Yeah.
What are they doing? Are they just running about?
They're running about, tapping their feet, and they're singing Ring a Ring a Roses. That's how I know it's to do with the Black Death.
Yeah. All right, well, if we come back here with our night vision cameras, then we'll see what else maybe you could pick up later on, yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Come on, then. Let's go.
We were greeted by Margam Castle's imposing exterior, and things weren't any more comfortable once our cameras were rolling inside. I'd already sampled this place after dark, and another deadly dose of terror was ready and waiting for a few others too.
Do with that down there.
What the f*** is that? Oh!
What?
Set amongst parkland in Port Talbot, South Wales, Margam Castle is a relatively young building, but appearances can be deceptive. Its endless empty rooms are anything but innocent, as we were all about to witness.
Do with that down there.
Oh!
What?
Shit! Something following me.
And now it was time to switch into night vision as John Gilbert and I took David, Richard, Ian and paranormal investigator Steve to the place that had scared us stiff the night before.
I were
We were right in there.
right in there, and we heard a massive bang, and like as if somebody was in this room while we were over there, which made me scream even more. It was just pathetic, I know, but it was so frightening.
Come on, if you're here, show yourself. Make a sound.
Whoa, who's behind us?
Nobody.
Shit, did you hear that? I tell you, I just heard something back from where we came from. Like in a room, not wind. Back. Yeah. There's another noise in there. It's like footsteps on the floorboards. Come on, where are you? Come on, if there are any children, please come and play with us. Is there anyone here?
There's energy here. That's the best way of describing it. And sometimes it shifts. Sometimes it feels like that male to me, and other times it's just an energy.
Where's Steve?
He's gone a bit further back, hasn't he?
Steve!
Yeah?
Come on!
Have you got a minute?
What's happened?
Back here?
What?
Come back here a minute.
Where are you, Steve, mate?
I'm back in this room. Can we just stop and listen?
What's up?
Well, I didn't realise there's a floor above our heads, and it sounds like somebody walking on it.
Just be still.
It's the wind, isn't it?
It must be.
Was that 2 bangs in a distance somewhere? Please knock 2 times, twice in...
Gee! Now, how about that?
Fuck, where did that come from?
That was the other room.
No, it sounded like something falling to
It
me.
was something falling or being chucked, yeah.
OK, thank you. If that was you, can you do it again? Let's move on. Let's walk. Can we go any further?
We're going to
There's one little room here.
Oh. I just heard a... Oh.
Yeah, I heard that.
Did you?
I did, definitely heard that.
Really, I heard a... Oh.
Hard to distinguish if it's a child or a woman.
I did hear that, definitely.
All night long, everybody's been saying that they're frightened, that they're nervous, that they don't like it, and I've been like, Mr... But since we came up this time, I've had a really powerful sense of anticipation. Almost like a palpable electric feeling of something's about to happen. It's like being, you know, the pictures, building, and I've been feeling like that since we came up onto this floor.
Margam Castle may have spent several hours being blasted by high winds, but even we could differentiate between atmospherics and some of the more inexplicable audible sounds on offer, particularly footsteps in otherwise empty rooms. Time then for Carl and John Dibley to see what a vigil with guest medium Kevin Wade could produce.
It's almost like there's something waiting to happen.
Yeah.
Just in the building. Is anyone here? Please show yourself to us if you can, in any way, shape or form. Either by making a noise, banging sound.
There's an evil energy up here, a real evil energy. You can terrorise the kids.
Oh!
What? Down here?
I saw something move in the background.
Come on, speak to me or show yourself or do something. I'm here to help you. Do you hear that down there?
Yeah.
Footsteps.
That's walking. Definitely walking.
Walking, yeah.
Walk louder, stomp louder for us.
I feel like there's something behind me.
I do feel like I'm constantly being watched, I have to admit.
Yeah, you're being watched.
Is anyone here? What the f*** was that? This is good, this is good.
There's something behind me.
What is it, Kevin?
That's 3 in a row. That's 3 things in a row.
What is it, Kevin?
You asked them to come forward, we asked them to come forward now.
What the is that?
That was loud.
That's okay.
Oh, come on.
Come on, try it. And again. Come on, and again, and heavy.
Something came from round there.
Oh,
then
it's
it came
yeah,
here.
oh, yeah.
And then
Is it Mr. G?
there are so many things that have happened.
One of the problems is that these things are coming, and they're not actually coming at us. They're coming around us, but none of them are actually hitting
They
us.
won't, because they can't get anywhere near us.
Let's get back.
Yeah, all right, okay.
Let's get back and
Let's hope nothing.
change.
Let's hope
We're
nothing.
going now.
Bye, see you later.
We're going back, but we will be back up here.
So, following on from our earlier experiences, 2 separate vigils have now reported similar unease at the close proximity of the phenomena captured amongst Margam's upper floors. And if these sounds were from stones flying around through the castle's otherwise dark and empty rooms, how much danger would David, Carl, Kath, John, Stuart and I all be about to step back into?
How do you feel about it?
Just kind of apprehensive, really. I feel a bit worried about it. I don't like it.
Show us where you are. Give us an indication where you are. Shout out or make a noise. Please talk to us. Robert, if you can hear my voice.
All right, calm down.
Calm down, calm down.
Would you like us... Whoa! What?
Someone just touched me in the back. That was a definite, that's the most definite prod I've ever had. It was like this, Stewie. It was like that. Right, okay.
Another stone.
Are you right? Are you right?
Right. I'm all right, yeah.
I'm trying hard.
When it happened, I turned around expecting to see somebody behind me, and I was right up against the wall, but it was a prod, it was fingers right in my back.
Who's here? David?
Well,
who?
Robert's here, for sure. But I am still convinced there's something I can't get attached to at all.
Right, come on, let's go further in, because the stone was coming from in there, so we should go forward,
I think
yeah?
we should definitely go in here.
Go on then, you go first.
I keep thinking someone's touching the side of my head.
Sorry, but something's just smacked against that cabinet there.
It's
Here,
glass
right in front of you, it's just like someone just tapped the side of it. What was that? That was a big bang underneath our feet. Something's playing with us big time.
I would agree with that.
What's playing with... Sorry, something... Oh, no, it's a shadow. It's all right, it's all right, it's all right. Who's...
That was me,
David!
it was me.
David,
Sorry,
David.
sorry, it's just coughing, it's clearing my throat. It's still
Sorry.
affecting my throat.
Calm down.
Something's just been thrown and it's just hit the top of my head.
It was a stone, Stuart.
Well, it's just hit me in the top of the head.
Are you all right?
Yeah.
It's weird, isn't it? I'm actually, for the first time, I'm getting worried about it.
Let's go on, come on.
Let's go on.
Yeah.
Why don't we carry on to further to where we were before?
To that little well. Where...
Yeah.
What do you mean, speak up?
You're right.
Did you hear that then?
Yeah.
What?
Did you hear talking as well, then?
I heard talking and someone coming at me.
Come on, let's get in there.
Let's get in there and do it, yeah.
Come on,
This
ladies.
way. Right, come on, be brave. It's like they're all gathering,
It is,
you know?
it's banging in here.
It is.
I can sense it. And I tell you what I don't like is that up there.
So what was giving me cause for concern? Just who is haunting this property? And how many more frights was Margam Castle prepared to throw our way? Margam Castle may look enticing, but our investigation of this Grade 1 listed building has been littered with spine-chilling frights. But are these due to playful children, a murdered gamekeeper, or even the poacher who shot him? The phenomena seems to have accelerated as David, Carl, Kath, John, Stuart and I continue to poke around in the rain-swept gloom of the dark and dangerous upper floors.
This way. All right, come on, be brave. It's like they're all gathering,
It is,
you know?
It's banging in here.
I
can sense it. And I tell you what I don't like is that up there.
That's where we were.
Listen. That was the footstep upstairs.
Yeah.
Oh, Carl, this...
Shit! This is the fourth time.
Jeez.
It's not, it's the wind hitting the...
Listen, it's like kids running.
You can sometimes it is the window, but they've been between it.
Yeah.
There is. That's the wind. Come on, if there's anyone here, show yourself. Do something to prove your existence. God, it is like you can hear people talking, isn't it? I know, Carl. I can. Yeah, it's like a conversation.
It's the others.
That way. This way, Kath.
If you can hear us and see us, which I know you can, please don't stop. Please talk to us. Make a noise. Make a loud noise so we can hear you, please.
What was
Feel
that?
that? Back
What?
there, back over there.
What was it?
I don't know. It sounded like a girl's cry.
Yeah.
It did
And then
sound like a cry.
then it was like a footstep.
I felt the step, I didn't hear it.
Anything, David?
Nothing new, but something's followed us. Definitely followed us in. It's like he's pacing around us, just walking around us, looking at us.
Is it the thing you said was an energy?
No, this is the male. This is Robert Scott.
Should we address him directly?
Yeah, I think we should. Robert Scott, if you're here, please make your presence felt with us. Do something to show us you're here. Robert, if you were a gamekeeper, talk to us.
Ask him about his murderer. Ask him about how did he feel when he was hanged.
Robert, how did you feel when you knew that your murderer would be hanged or was hanged?
What was it? That was right by my foot.
Is that it?
I felt that land.
I did as well. I thought it felt bigger.
Sorry, scream like that. That was really shit.
Well, that was certainly entertaining, wasn't it?
That scared me, that did.
Scared them.
Stone. That was really...
It's over here somewhere. It's there.
Look. That wasn't there before. I just landed on my feet.
If they can throw stones, why can't they pick up a chair and throw a chair?
Let's those lot of us those chairs.
Yeah.
I know, but isn't it just about energy rather than the weight of
Surely you'd need more energy to move something heavier.
So are Margam's ghostly bumps and bangs mainly down to one source, the gamekeeper who was murdered within these grounds just over a century ago? And when Robert Scott's energy does manifest, does it signal big trouble? In the hope of accumulating further proof of this belief, Carl and Stuart offer to spend one final hour up on the empty and hideous first floor.
How do you feel, Stuart? Right?
I don't feel alright, no. I feel very, very scared at this moment in time.
Well, Stuart and I have just gone to the...
Very cold.
we've gone to the nursery.
What was that then? Whoa. Right, the torch is off, it's in the pocket.
Is anyone out there in the other rooms? There's movement in the other... Is there anyone in the other rooms? You could just say that you're there because we're hearing noises.
Is there anyone in there? Is there any crew?
What the is that?
What was that then? I don't like that chair. How many chairs are in here? 2, 3.
1, 2...
If there's anyone in here with us now,
3,
my name's
4.
Stuart. If you are here, can you please show us a sign? If that's you making that dragging sound, could you please do it again for us? We're not here to harm you in any way. Oh, look, wooden staircase. I swear
What the f*** is that noise?
That's moving now.
It does sound like the chair's moving.
It does. What was that then, Carl?
Don't know.
Did you hear it?
Mm. Come on, stop f***ing around and do something. Oh.
Oh, that's another
What
chair.
is that a chair? Is that... Where's it coming from, though?
So windy outside.
I don't know if it is the chair or something scraping on the floor.
Well, we've been hearing things all day long, haven't we? And we've not been sure where it's been coming from, either it's coming from above us or below us. Because it's so big and echoey, isn't it? We can't really pinpoint where the noise is coming from, can we? And that's been the big problem with this location, hasn't it? Do you agree?
I agree, yeah. The trouble is, there's so much.
Oh, yeah.
What the f*** was that?
That
was in the corner.
That could have been my foot, mate. That
Was it?
Yeah, it could have been my foot. Yeah. If you want to be sent on your way, please let us know, and we'll get a meeting on this. Oh! Shit!
What was that?
That was a chair in the corner, and we'll get a meeting on this. Oh! Shit! And we'll get a meeting on this. Oh! Shit!
No way,
Yes,
that's moved. That has definitely moved.
Margam Park and its castle had greeted us with true horror movie style. A grand but equally intimidating building that's encased by lonely parkland. The ideal place, it seemed, to let your imagination run riot. Cue the black veil of nightfall, then a bombardment of gale-force winds, and all hell broke loose. Yet individually, each and every crew member saw, or more likely heard, something that couldn't have been caused by mere atmospherics. Something does hang in its air, the deathly desolation of a murdered man who simply cannot let go of the crime committed against him.
Margam Castle is a very, very frightening place. The atmosphere was just right. It was electric. And the amount of things that happened to us just on David's walk round was enough, really, for the whole night. It was absolutely amazing.
Woo! Someone's on the stairs! Someone was on the stairs!
Definitely, there was footsteps on that staircase.
I think what was particularly challenging for me at Margam Castle were the continued knocks and raps. Now, the wind was quite high that night, but these seemed to be different. They went on in random patterns, 2s and 3s, and at some points they did seem to be responding to us. What they were, I don't know. I don't think it can easily be explained by the weather. To sum up with Margam, though, what a fabulous location. It is a horror movie set. It's glorious, gothic, very haunted, very spooky.
By day, a delightful place to wander, but be warned. Enter Margam Castle at night, and every step you take feels like it could be your last. Sleep tight.
Well, be here on Friday. It's a gripping Criminal Minds. They're off to LA, where the stalker of an actress is intent on killing her. It starts A Night of Crime from 9 this Friday. Coming next, though, brace yourself. We are venturing back to Margam Castle for a new Most Haunted Extra on the way next.